What is up, everyone? This is Coaster Daddy here, and this is my first episode of my regular live stream known as Coaster Cafe. So, we'll wait for some more people to join in here. We'll just get everybody joined in. But my name is Dale, known as Coaster Daddy, and I've been thinking for quite some time now about possibly starting some sort of show or podcast or live stream type deal with the Coaster Cafe moniker. And this is the culmination of that. So I hope everybody out there watching this enjoys it. Um, the way this is going to work is I plan on doing the first half of the show talking about various topics, random things, roller coaster related things, amusement park news, etc., stuff that you guys want to talk about maybe. Um and it, to everybody watching, let me know if the chat is working for you guys. I don't know. You might not be able to let me know that because it looks like the chat may not be working. Um if you're able to type in the live chat, let me know. Type in there and let me know if you're able to, cuz I'm not sure if this is going to go through. But anyway, the first half of the show, roller coaster, news, random topics, anything that comes to my mind, really. And of course, this is Coaster Cafe. So, there's some sort of little twist to, the regular subject matter. So, I'm, as well as being a roller coaster enthusiast, I'm also an avid coffee drinker. I'm just addicted to coffee and I love trying all kinds of new coffee. So on each episode, I'm just gonna it's not always gonna be new stuff, but I'll let you know what coffee I'm drinking. And yeah, should be pretty fun. And it looks like this live chat is still not working. I'm trying to fix that, guys. I don't If you guys are able to type in the live chat, type in there and I'll see if it goes through. It doesn't look like it's working. Let's see. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for this delay. I know you guys are watching. I'm still trying to get the live chat thing sorted out because I want to be able to talk to you guys. And it looks like that is not working at the time being. So I'm trying to resolve that before we move on here and start talking about stuff. Okay, guys, I'm sorry about that. As I've mentioned several times, I'm still trying to get this issue sorted out with the live stream. This is frustrating. I'm new to this, so um I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but I may just end up having to end this live stream and start a new one, because I can't get the chat portion to work. So that's a big knock. I want to be able to interact with all you guys, and that's the whole point of these. So looks like it is still not working. So it's really unfortunate. I'm sorry about this, guys. I know I've got several viewers here probably waiting, just listening to me sit here. I'm trying to get this figured out. Like I said, I'm new to the live chat thing. This is only the second time I've done this. And I had this set up way earlier in advance, this live stream, thinking I was being prepared. And apparently I was not prepared. Let's see. Let me look something up quick. Gear. Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know. I'm such a noob with this. So I found the live chat. I see all of your guys' comments. But oh, this is too funny. Now I need to figure out how to get it actually like so I can watch all of your live comments come in here because it's opened in a separate tab, which is not convenient. I don't know why it's doing this. Yes, yeah, the Blue Streak t-shirt is yeah, Conneaut Lake Park. Isn't that sweet? I've had this t-shirt for a long time, probably 10 years now. Yeah. I've been on the Blue Streak a few times at Conneaut Lake, and you know, it's a decent old school wooden coaster. I don't think it's anything spectacular, but yeah. Very, very the only no, one of only two Edward Vettel design coasters left in operation. So really unique for sure. Everybody type an F in the chats. Why not Dale's dandy discussions? Well, it's going to be a dandy discussion no matter whatever you want to call it. It's going to be dandy. So maybe if we spam it'll work. Yeah, I think you guys thanks for backing me up, guys. Thank you. You're expecting coffee. Okay, well, like I was saying, as I was trying to figure out the whole live chat situation, um, I'm so this is Coaster Cafe. So like I was saying before, you may or may not have heard, um, I am a big coffee drinker, very avid coffee drinker. I love trying all kinds of new coffees. And on this show, on every live stream here, I'm gonna be telling you guys what coffee I'm drinking and stuff like that, just as just something fun. Um, Sometimes I may do it as more of a review. I'm not always gonna have different coffees to try or anything spectacular, but since we're on the subject, here I've got my lovely RIP Volcano. I got this Volcano mug when I went to King's Dominion. They had all the Volcano stuff on sale for dirt cheap. I got this mug for like 250. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't get more Volcano stuff because they had a bunch of stuff. I really should have got more. I should have got a t-shirt at least. But I just got this mug, so that's pretty cool. And the coffee that I'm sipping on right now, or actually I need to take a sip of it still. I love this coffee. This is Cabin Creek Coffee Roasters, and it's a caramel bourbon flavor. As a side note, I do drink my coffee black 99% of the time. And my friend Brandon, my best friend Brandon, he gave me this coffee. He travels for work. He's an electrical engineer, and recently he was working in Alpena, Michigan, and he went to this Cabin Creek coffee place that they had there, and he bought this bag of coffee, and he gave it to me, and this this shit is good. This I could just sit here all day and smell this coffee. Like it's amazing just to smell it. It is you can't really taste a lot of the caramel flavor. It's very subtle. The bourbon is much more noticeable, but it's just it's phenomenal. It's really good coffee. So thanks a lot again, Brandon, for this amazing coffee. Hey, what's up, Brandon? There he is, everybody. And everybody tell Brandon thank you for this awesome microphone setup we have here. He got me this amazing birthday / Christmas present. And it sounds great. I mean, you guys are hearing it right now. So everybody thank Brandon. He's in the live chat right now. So, and yes, sir, it is good stuff. Thanks again. Okay, yeah. Oh, Neil Peart. Yeah. Unfortunately, Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush, did pass away at the age of 67. That's really unfortunate. I'm not like the most avid Rush fan. I mean, I've listened to all of their albums at some point. But of course they're a great progressive rock band. I'm a big like heavy music fan, so that's a devastating blow. I mean, it's sad. One of the best drummers out there, so it's Stamford Bridge. The Blue Streak is the most ramshackle coaster you've ever been on by far. I 100% agree. Out of all the coasters I've been on, that is the sketchiest by far. It feels like it's gonna fall apart. Honestly, it doesn't feel that safe. That's the only coaster I've ever been on where I've gotten that feeling. Neil Peart is the drummer of the legendary progressive rock band Rush. There's a good chance you know some of their songs. Uh, like your shirt, thank you. Hey, what's up, Theme Park Media? Everybody say hi to Zach there. He's in the chat. Best drummer in the world. Yeah. A lot of people would agree with that. Not my personal favorite. I don't even know what my favorite drummer would be. I actually play guitar while we're talking about music. I actually play guitar. So, I listen to more when I listen to stuff, I'm more focused on the guitar, but I definitely appreciate really solid drum work. So, does Brandon like roller coasters? Oh, he answered that, but yes, he does. I think he's learned some roller coaster stuff from me. He's not an enthusiast, but he's much less GP than most GP out there. because I've I ramble on all the time about coasters. So okay, Stamford Bridge. That's really interesting. You mentioned that when you rode Blue Streak, you felt the train was going to leave the rails during the airtime. When I rode it, there was 0 airtime. I mean, I sat really close to the back. I didn't get any airtime, so that's one of the reasons I was pretty underwhelmed with the ride, because I just thought it would have been better if there was some decent airtime there, but there was none. I mean, I was touching my seat the whole time, so, like, it still felt wild and out of control, like, it was pretty rough, but yeah. Rush like Sky Rush. I don't know if Rush would like Sky Rush. Good question. Yeah, it's definitely sad to see, a legend like that gone. He's one of those people that just seemed so genuine and really into what he did, and yeah, it's tragic. I mean, you know, all of these old rock stars are going now, unfortunately. It's sad to say. Would I rather give up coasters or give up coffee? That I've never thought about that. That's a good question. I think I'd probably say this pay it does pain me to say it. I love coffee. I think I'd have to give up the coffee. I mean, roller coasters are just yeah. I would probably give up the coffee if I had to make that decision. How did I come up with the name Coaster Daddy? Okay. Let me uh let me let you guys in on a little secret, okay? I didn't come up with the name. I let other people do the heavy lifting for me. No, so it was actually when I decided that I was finally going to start my own YouTube coaster channel. Um, Sorry, let me adjust this here. When I finally decided I was going to start my own coaster channel on YouTube, I had different ideas in mind. And actually, this also ties into this episode, interestingly enough. Um, One of the ideas for a name for my channel was Coaster Cafe because I do love coffee so much, and I was actually thinking about maybe incorporating that into my channel and maybe like even doing like little off the cuff, coffee reviews and stuff. But that's just like, you got to have like a to have the best outcome, like you just want to have like a specific direction, and that's just a little too all over the place, I think. Um, and Coaster Cafe, I was just like, eh. But Coaster Daddy was suggested by my wife and her friend, and they're like, "Oh, why don't you call it Coaster Daddy?" Ah, and when they said that, I knew I was Coaster Daddy. I'm like, that is 100% me. I am Coaster Daddy, and Coaster Daddy was born. So Daddy is here for you. Don't worry, Daddy is here. Favorite B&M hyper I've been on? Well, currently, okay, unless you count Fury 325, which, obviously it's a Giga classified coaster, but obviously it's technically a hyper model by B&M. Um, it would be Fury, but since we're just talking about, I know what you mean by B&M hypers. I've only been on 2 B&M hypers, and that's Intimidator at Carowinds and Diamondback at Kings Island, and Diamondback by far. I mean, I did reviews for both of those coasters, and you can go back and watch both of them. Intimidator just left me it was my first B&M Hyper, and it left me so underwhelmed. I mean, it was just so weak. Well, some of the rides were stronger, some of them were a lot weaker, and then a few of them were just kind of like middling, like just, all right, but nothing spectacular. I mean, it's a good coaster. I've been on 96 coasters at this point, and Intimidator ranks in my very low top 25. Um, it didn't impress me, but Diamondback on the other hand, I was blown away by Diamondback. It's actually one of my top personal favorite coasters. I love Diamondback. I mean, I just fell in love with that ride after I experienced it. Just tons of great floater airtime. So Behemoth, yeah, I can't wait to get on Behemoth. It looks great, and look, I mean, it looks very similar. I mean, it's a B&M Hyper. It looks similar to all of them, I guess, but I've heard great things about it, and I do like the staggered seating. I think the staggered seating is actually really nice. Because it allows for more, a more open ride experience. And I just like having that open feeling, and it also gives you the opportunity to get different ride experiences. And even if you're, excuse me, even if you're sitting like, for example, in the second row of the train, like you still get that front row ride experience too, which is kind of nice. So you don't actually have to wait for front, but you can still get the front seat ride experience because there's nothing in front of you. So I actually do like that. Haven't been on Shambhala yet. Oh, Shambhala just looks like it's in a league of its own when it comes to the B&M hypers. I mean, I'm sure it would still feel pretty much like a typical B&M hyper, but I mean, that ride is huge, and it has some real, it has a unique element to it. Um, it it has the splashdown, I think. Doesn't Shambhala have the splashdown, I believe? My favorite B&M invert is Afterburn. I love Afterburn. It took me by complete surprise. I was not expecting it to be that intense. Auto corrected it to Intimidator. When I rode Intimidator, it was a lot of the rides were trimmed. I mean, but I didn't think the trimming was too drastic, but once again, I wasn't impressed by Intimidator, so I don't know what the heck was going on. Yeah, I know Diamondback has a splashdown, but I think there's another B&M Hyper that has a splashdown. I was thinking it might have been Shambhala, but maybe not. Okay, Shambhala has a splashdown like effect. Okay, yeah. Like my beer. Thank you. I appreciate it. I I'm not trying to sound like super like, vain or egotistical or whatever you want to call it. But I do take great pride in my beard, and I keep it very soft. So, beard conditioner at night, beard oil in the morning, rub it all in there. It is really soft. So yeah, I know it's not a real splashdown, but it looks cool. And it serves a good purpose though, because it's meant to be like a braking system before you get to the final brakes. It slows it down a little bit. So it actually serves a practical purpose, that splashdown effect. I have not been to Hershey Park yet, but I should be going this year. Oh my gosh, I am so stoked. Oh, and Hershey Park, that reminds me, somebody asked my top 3 bucket list coasters earlier. Um, I did a top 10 bucket list coaster video a few months ago. You can go check that out. The only thing is I did recently get on Lightning Rod, so just take Lightning Rod out of that list and move the other ones after that up a spot. So, and Lightning Rod was my number 3 bucket list coaster. Going in June, nice. Yeah, I'm actually, I'll likely be going to Hershey Park in June as well. Me and my friend Chris are doing a really awesome road trip through like a lot of Pennsylvania and then going to Great Adventure as well. We're gonna start out in Great Adventure. That's the plan. Um, I'm really stoked for that trip. Great Adventure, Hershey Park, Dorney, Knoebels. Knoebels is one of my top bucket list parks. Possibly Kennywood and Waldemere, maybe Conneaut Lake. Um, yeah, lots of great places we're hitting up. I feel like maybe I'm missing one. I don't know, but it's like 7 parks. What do I think of lifter airtime? I think Zach may be onto something. I don't know why we haven't been calling it lifter all along. It makes a lot of sense because I mean, I get the floater. Floater makes sense to me. But lifter, it's just like I don't know, it lifts you out of your seat. It just I don't know. Favorite theme park. Now, are you okay, when you say favorite theme park, do you actually mean like theme park wholeheartedly or do you just mean like theme parks and amusement parks in general? I haven't been to a lot of theme parks. I have been to a couple good ones though, so specify for me. That's what us coaster enthusiasts do. So, we got to have the nitty-gritty details. Oh, no, no, it's fine. Amusement parks in general. Okay. I mean, Cedar Point. Cedar Point's my home park. Um, but Dollywood, I mean, I'll be doing a full review on it at some point to go over more details, but Dollywood came really close, I would say. And even Kings Island, I mean, I think Kings Island is a spectacular park. In my opinion, those 2 parks do some things way better than Cedar Point. Um, in my opinions, I mean, Cedar Point's fantastic. I can't complain having it as my home park, being a coaster enthusiast, but there are a lot of things that Cedar Point could do better. They have the amazing coaster collection, the best out there, but in terms like in other departments, they could do better. So, what about theme parks? Dollywood. So, hmm, Dollywood and Cedar Point, both my all-time favorite parks I've been to. You think Kings Island is stupid, but they're fun. I don't I don't comprehend. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand that, but okay. Not saying you can't say it's stupid. You say it's stupid, but it's also fun. The coaster lineup isn't the greatest. Yeah, I mean it's not the greatest coaster lineup, but it's amazing. I think. I love the coasters there. So even a lot of the supporting ones, in my opinion, are really solid. So I'll be doing a ranking video of Kings Island at some point. Some point, I don't know when. Can I juggle? Um, let's see. I don't have anything to juggle in here, but no, not really. Unless it's 2 things, I can juggle 2 things. Favorite pre-show? I haven't really experienced anything great in terms of pre-shows, so I mean, I haven't been to a whole lot of especially like theme parks, so kind of that question is just not really applicable to me. What's going to replace Vortex? I did a great video on that subject actually a few months ago. Check that out because I go into great depth with that, and I still stick by pretty much everything I said in that video. I should I should wear my, Cognac Blue Streak shirt to Cedar Point. That would be, I don't know if I ever have, actually, but I will definitely make sure I do that this year. And yeah, you need to wear your whatever the heck you call that park El Toro shirt to Six Flags Great Adventure. That'd be a stroke of genius right there. I'd love to see people's reactions. Ben, I agree. Kings Island is great all around. I mean, it's not just the coasters, just all the rides in general, the atmosphere. The atmosphere at Kings Island is fantastic. I just love walking in that park, looking around. I mean, it looks great. So, yes, Evan. I did know that it was inspired by Indiana Jones because that's a Paramount ride. It was built when Paramount owned the park. Yeah, it is pretty. It's cool. I'm glad they kept some of that theming on like that second lift hill. It's cool. So, what Disney ride and park would you be most excited for if you go? I'm not sure what park exactly. I couldn't tell you that. I'm not the most knowledgeable on Disney. I watch a lot of Disney related amusement park videos, but I'm not sure which park I'd be most excited for. But the ride I would be most excited for is probably Expedition Everest. I mean, I've heard some pretty mixed things on it. I think it looks great though. I'm just curious about it. Ever since I first saw that ride like 10 years ago or whenever it was built, I'm just like that looks awesome. So, my favorite manufacturer. To me that's one of the hardest questions to answer. Yeah. Everybody does different things, so well. Um I guess Intamin, and most of that has to do with like nostalgic reasons because when I was originally a coaster enthusiast from like 2005 to like 2007 or 2008, Cedar Point was still in the their Intamin period. So, I followed along the construction of Maverick and stuff like that. Okay, One Track Mind says, I feel like after Iron Gwazi gets built, if BGT gets a B&M Giga, it could have the best lineup of any park. What do you think? Well, Busch Gardens Tampa has one of the best collections of coasters out there, I think. And yeah, with Iron Gwazi and a great B&M Giga, um, I think it I think it could be a contender for best lineup. I don't know if it would be the absolute best, but I would probably say top 3 at top 5 at the very least in the world. I mean, hopefully that'd be awesome if that happens at some point. Am I counting on it? Not really, but that'd be awesome. Maybe they'll get since we know SeaWorld is working with Intamin, maybe they'll get an Intamin Giga. You saw it here first on Coaster Daddy. Don't forget about me, guys. It was Daddy's idea first. Okay? I should do meetups at Cedar Point. I mean, I'm always down for, hanging out with people at Cedar Point. I mean, I go all the time. It's my home park, so, you know, you guys can let me know like if you're ever going or whatever and if you want to meet. I mean, I don't know if I'll ever do like a meetup. I mean, maybe at some point this year I'll do it. I don't know. I just kind of go with the flow if you haven't noticed. I just, you know, I'm pretty easygoing, so hello, Coaster Cactus. What's up? The new Tron ride. Yeah, that looks like it could be awesome. I don't know a whole lot about it. I don't know if we really have like a layout or anything. Is it the same as the other Tron coaster? like I said, I don't know a lot about Disney. It wasn't a Paramount ride. Oh. Oh, you know what? Yeah, wasn't it? Did it come out like a year or two before Paramount bought the park? I don't know. What's my favorite condiment? I would say barbecue. I'm a barbecue guy. When I get French fries, to me, a good French fry does not need any condiments. A good French fry doesn't need ketchup. So most of the time, I don't use ketchup on my French fries. Um, but if I use barbecue sauce a lot of times for like chicken nuggets and get a little fancy, put it on my hot dogs, and I'm a barbecue guy, so that's what I use the most. Do I think Tigris was a good fit for Busch Gardens Tampa, even though they have even though they had a triple launch one version coaster, a coaster that goes backwards? I think so. I mean, but besides the capacity, I mean, I think the capacity is a kind of an issue with it being there. But other than that, as far as the ride itself in the lineup, yeah, I think it's a decent fit. Good supporting coaster. Well, it looks like a good supporting coaster. I've never been on a Skyrocket 2 myself, but I think they look amazing. So, I think they look like great, small footprint clone coasters. So, and I'm glad that those rides like that are taking the place of like, Vekoma boomerangs and clones like that. So, I'm thankful for that. So, good time to be a coaster enthusiast. It's an exact clone of Shanghai Disneyland's. Okay. Oh, Michael, CP is your home park. All right. We've maybe we've seen each other at some point or talked. Who knows? Rode an SLC 10 times. I actually have not been on an SLC yet. I don't know. I guess I haven't had the displeasure of experiencing one yet. So ranch, Brandon likes ranch. Yeah, he's a ranch guy. Do you put ranch on your hot dogs? Like I put barbecue on my hot dogs? Because somebody told me one time, they're like, "What are you doing putting barbecue sauce on your hot?" I'm like, "Leave me alone. It tastes great on a hot dog." What do you guys think about putting barbecue sauce on hot dogs? What do you guys think about that? I have not been to Six Flags Great America. It's up there for me on my bucket list. And to me, I haven't actually been to a Six Flags park yet. Um, but Six Flags Great America, honestly, to me, is just looks like a great park. I think it might be the best Six Flags park because it has such a huge and well-rounded coaster lineup. I mean, they have tons of they have 16 coasters and they have pretty much everything there and they're, you know, some of the best rides in the chain. So, top 3 Aero loopers I want to ride. Well, if I'm just sticking to operational ones, Loch Ness Monster, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. Um, I can't say Tennessee Tornado because I've been on that now. This is going to be hard. Viper. I think Viper looks good. Viper, Loch Ness Monster, and another Arrow Looper. Oh, Canyon Blaster at the Adventure Dome in Las Vegas. I've heard great things about that one. So yeah, Canyon Blaster. Ranch on Pizza is fan freaking tastic. I mean, you can't go wrong with ranch on pizza. Yeah. Thoughts on Backbeat Q? Let me tell you, Backbeat Q is really good. It is a really good restaurant. It's expensive, just like anything at Cedar Point or big amusement parks like that. But the thing is, I didn't really feel cheated. Like they gave you a decent portion, and the food is just really good quality. I would definitely suggest eating there when you go to Cedar Point. Sauerkraut and grape jelly on hot dogs. Mm-mm-mm. Don't make me hungry. Don't make me hungry, Brennan. Might have to stop the live stream and go make me a grape jelly sauerkraut hot dog. Is there a chance Jersey Devil will be better than El Toro? Oh man. You know, I've actually thought about this a little bit because I mean there's a I wouldn't say there's a great chance of that being the case, but there's an opportunity for Jersey Devil to be better than El Toro, I think. So hopefully when I go to Great Adventure this year, come on, Six Flags, please have Jersey Devil open. Please, please. If it's not open, it's just a good reason to go back there at some point. But I don't know. Personally, I don't think I would like Jersey Devil better than El Toro, but you know, the thing's not even built yet. Nobody's ridden it yet. Who knows? Who knows? Because I mean, to be better than El Toro, most people consider El Toro one of the 5 best coasters in the world. So that's a pretty tall order. So I don't think it'll be better. What's my opinion on Chinese manufacturers? Well, janky, janky, janky. I like that. Like I like when they do like their own original ideas, and I think they could do a lot of good stuff if they really tried. But they rip off all of like they rip off all the other manufacturers out there. And I can't remember at the moment what it's called. I think it has like a really generic name, but it's this Chinese dive coaster by that one notorious Chinese company. And this dive coaster, oh my gosh, it has B&M track, it has B&M style track and Intamin style track in one ride. Like it starts out as B&M track, and then at some point during the ride, it just switches to the Intamin track. And it's like, what the hell are you doing? What is this? I don't. And the layout just looks, it looks like crap. The layout looks like crap. There's nothing to it. Oh man. Six Flags Great Adventure and Six Flags Magic Mountain have the best lineup. Not going to argue with you there. They have great coaster lineups. Golden Horse. Well, that's why I was basically just talking about is Golden Horse. So one of those Chinese manufacturers that rip off everybody else. Do I think based on Cedar Point's Christmas video, there's going to be a B&M flyer or nah? I don't know. I'm going to be doing a video at some point soon discussing my thoughts on several different models. I think a B&M flyer is a likely candidate for Cedar Point, and I do think at some point they will get a B&M flyer. I don't know if it's the next coaster. It could be. It could be. But there's other likely options too, I think. So, what do you think? Do you think they'll get a B&M flyer? If barbecue was a coaster, what would it be? Oh man. Well, there's so many different styles and brands and varieties and qualities of barbecue sauce out there. So I think it really just depends what barbecue sauce you're talking about. I don't know if I'm going to Hollywood Nights. I've never been there. I do really need to get back to Holiday World. I went in 2015 and I didn't get to ride the Legend because they were retracking it at the time. Um, and I just desperately need re-rides on all the other coasters because it's been so long. So I may try to go to Hollywood Nights this year. When is how what night is Hollywood Nights this year? Because I might actually be on that trip I'm doing, depending, because I know it's in June at some point. Oh, May 29th. Okay. I might be able to make it, but I don't know. I'm not gonna count on it. I am gonna join Ace though. I haven't joined Ace yet, but I'm gonna get a membership soon. An infinity coaster at Cedar Point. I think that would be good too, actually. I think it'd be a good fit. Yeah, I think I wish they would take out Corkscrew and put an infinity coaster in its place. I think that'd be fantastic. I don't I don't know why. I mean, I understand Corkscrew was the first coaster with 3 inversions. I don't know why they I think at some point it's gonna come out, but I think there's other coasters at Cedar Point they're gonna take out first, but it just seems like they wanna hold on to Corkscrew so bad for some reason, even though they've removed Vortex, and we know they're gonna remove Anaconda at some point in the next couple of years. I'm sure that's coming down the line. But it seems like Corkscrew is, like, something they really wanna hold on to for some reason. I don't know. To me, it's just like a do nothing ride, so Ace. It is not a great ride. Nope. It's a picturesque hallmark for the park. Exactly. I think the only reason they're keeping it around, honestly, you know what I'm talking about, those corkscrews. People love walking under them corkscrews, and Cedar Point loves showing that picture of those iconic corkscrews there. Just I don't know, if you really love them that much, just do an Alton Towers and just leave them in there, you know? I don't know. Although that would be taking up space they could use for that Gerstlauer, but you could keep those and intertwine the new coaster around them. That'd actually be pretty sweet. You can use that idea, Cedar Point. If you're watching this, you can use that idea. Yeah, I love Gemini too, and I'll be sad to see it go. And I say I will be sad to see it go because I do believe it is I believe its days are numbered, unfortunately. Uh Sad to say that, but I don't think Gemini has a whole lot of life left in it. So it's kind of an underrated coaster. It's a really good supporting coaster for Cedar Point. I don't think it's, it's not nearly as popular as probably one of the least popular coasters out there. It's in a prime piece of land. I mean, I would be excited if it was being removed at the same time because I know that they'll probably put something incredible in its spot, you know. Yeah, I think after 150, well, even this year in the year of 150, we might be getting an announcement this year at some point. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I don't know if Cedar Point's doing a 15 inversion coaster at all. But yeah, that it definitely wouldn't be in that spot if they were gonna do it, I don't think. I don't think they could pull that off. Yeah, Gemini, very good, underrated ride. It's a good classic for sure. It runs great. I would love to see one of those new, one of the new, like, dueling GCIs that they presented, like, with the inversions and everything. That those look phenomenal. I would love to see something like that in Gemini's spot. I think that'd be a very worthy replacement myself. Chinese parks getting a Terran clone in 2020 and Incredible Hulk clone 2021. Doesn't surprise me. Filling in 4 acres of lake area. What could go there? And the spot where they're putting in that new land, I don't think we're talking about anything really major. Like, I think they might build a new hotel or something back there or add on to the campground, something like that. Hey, what's up? I'm very ready for Pantheon. I don't think I'll be getting to it this year. Hopefully next year. But Pantheon looks fantastic. I cannot wait to get to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and experience that. So it will be very high on my bucket list, I'm sure. Very very breaking very groundbreaking ride there. Yeah, they have done well, as far as finding getting a little creative, using moving things around and fitting coasters in spot or fitting things in places without having to remove anything. But since it is a peninsula and it is like, it's fully developed, things are just going to have to come out, it's going to happen. Pantheon's not going to be the best coaster in the world. No. Yes, it has been over 50 minutes so far. So my plan, let's get back to talking about the live stream. Um, I think this live stream has been a blast. I love doing this. Although I have been pretty bad about I did not stick to the plan whatsoever. There was the issue with the live chat. Then when I finally saw your guys' comments, I just started kind of answering them. But like I was trying to explain earlier in the video, my plan for these live episodes is to um, talk for like half of the show about all kinds of different amusement park related topics, news, all kinds of other stuff. Let you guys join the discussion and then take viewer questions during the second half of the show. Obviously, we did not stick to that. I just took your guys' questions. It's been fun though. I mean, this is great. Maybe we can just do this. What do you guys think? I don't know. I think this is fun just getting on here, talking about all kinds of current stuff. Oh, I just shocked myself because I have coffee and water sitting here, and I picked up my coffee mug and took a drink, expecting water, and it's like, oh wait, this is my coffee. Kings Dominion or Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I've not been to BGW, but I'm sure BGW would be. I love Kings Dominion, but I'm sure BGW is highly superior in many ways. Hopefully next year. Hopefully 2021 for Busch Gardens. Will the Busch Gardens new coaster for 21 or 2021 be another unique coaster? A lot of people seem to think it'll be an intimate accelerator like Red Force. I really hope it's something unique, a unique layout. But it would kind of make sense if it was just like a Red Force clone. So I don't know. I am the barista. Daddy is your barista. Sorry, I had to. Okay, are we gonna make another coaster theory? I don't know, are we? I guess so. What do you the barista daddy? Yeah, maybe I'll do a second channel, do coffee reviews. I'll be the barista daddy. Yeah, Busch Gardens Williamsburg. That would be great if they brought back the Curse of Dark Castle. I don't think it's gonna happen. That ride looked phenomenal. To me, it's such a shame that they just ripped it out and the building just sits there now and they don't use it for that really pains me. That ride looked phenomenal. Mm. Coaster Kids now Thrills United. What's my opinion? Well, honestly, no disrespect to Coaster Kids at all. I mean, great channel. They do great. I never really watched much of it though. I've only watched a few Coaster Kids videos here and there. Um, I haven't really watched any of the Thrills United because after they made the channel, I kind of looked to see what content they had. Didn't seem like stuff I was too interested in. So I, you know, I was always wondering what they were gonna do because they're all growing up, much longer. What they can't be Coaster Kids forever. So I did anticipate something like that happening, but I don't know. I'm indifferent to it, I suppose, for a short answer. But great. I mean, they do great work though. Logan does a great work with that channel. So those channels, I guess. Cedar Point needs a family dark ride. Yes, Cedar Point needs a dark ride. There's they've been sorely lacking that for well over 20 years now. It needs to happen. I was hoping we'd get that for the 150th this year, but no such luck. Yeah, if they brought back Curse of Dark Castle, they would definitely need to upgrade it, with the newer technology for sure. Um, but I feel like they could pull that off. I mean, they're not going to. They're not going to bring it back. But oh, okay, Rampaging Rex in here now. He got to ride Curse of Dark Castle. That's awesome. My friend Brandon actually got to ride it too. That's how I found out about the ride actually. And then I looked it up and we were discussing it. It looked so fantastic. And now I think they used it for like a haunt type attraction for like a year or two maybe. And I think maybe now it just sits there as like I don't know, just like a storage or a staff facility or something. I don't know. The the rumors the rumors about Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Forest of Fun being a separate park. What what are you talking about? I don't I don't even know what Forest of Fun is. Oh, a mock launch coaster, man. I loved Copperhead Strike. I think Cedar Fair is going to build more of those. I would love to see one at King's Dominion and King's Island. That would be fantastic. Okay, so Stamford Bridge wants to ride all the oldest operating coasters in the world. Um, Fun fact, I've talked about this a little bit. I've been on the oldest coaster in the world, Leap the Dips at Lakemont Park in Altoona, Pennsylvania. That was about 10 years ago I rode that, and it was great. I loved it. Do I have any bucket list coasters like that? I don't really have a bucket list like that, but I mean, it would be cool to do that. I would like to get on some of the oldest coasters out there. Like there's ones like Roosh Banan, that are just like really rare credits. I would love to do stuff like that for sure. I love that kind of stuff. So 1 hour. Yeah. Yeah, the stream is supposed to go for 1 hour. It's been a little over an hour now. I don't know. What do you guys think? I think we're having a good time. We can keep it going. I'm not I don't have anything exciting to do. So the building and queue for Curse of Dark Castle were good, but the ride was a screen ride, and I rarely find those impressive. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. I mean, it was all screens. Like I said, I think it would be great to have something like that if they were to bring it back, which they're not gonna, but put in new technology. That'd be cool. I always love getting on RCDB and just going through the random coasters. I've found so many fascinating things by doing that. I'm probably gonna do a video at some point and just pull up, the internet, go on RCDB and just talk about a bunch of random roller coasters that pop up. I'm probably gonna do that, make that a series. Um, I did it when I first started my channel. It was so bad. I ended up unlisting it. It was just I'm so glad only like 12 people watched that video. It was so out of sync. It was awful. But I do want to bring that back at some point. Do something like that. That'd be fun. Vortex Station should be an all year haunted house attraction. I do hope they keep the Vortex Station. It has so much history and it looks great. I don't know if they will, but yeah, I don't know if King's Dominion will ever get a Mac multi launch either. A mock multi launch. I don't think Cedar Fair wants to invest, that much money into King's Dominion, like get a 26, 27, $30 million mock ride. I don't know. Yeah, I hope Leap the Dips reopens this year as well. That I was just thinking about that actually recently. I really hope that reopens soon because it's been sitting there for like a couple years not operating, which kind of has me worried, especially since the park closed recently for a while and sort of rebranded and reopened as like the entertainment center or whatever, which makes sense because it does have more of that feel. But let's hope that Leap the Dips reopens at some point. More coffee. More coffee. I need more coffee. Somebody go make me some more coffee. I don't I don't have my Keurig here. I would have to leave and go make the coffee, which I don't want to do. So yeah, well, that's the thing. Roosh Banan looks like an awesome ride too. Have you been on it, Stamford Bridge? Have you been on that? It does look like a genuinely really good ride, and honestly, Leap the Dips was really surprising, like, that was a really surprising ride because there are a couple moments on there where you just get this insane ejector airtime, like, towards the end. I mean, there's no seat belts or no restraints or anything, and you just freaking, like, oh, you just fly out of your seat. It hurts. I mean, it hurts. Like, that really took us all by surprise when we rode that. So, are these streams just your excuse for more coffee? Excuse me? Yes, they are. I don't know. I drink coffee all the time, so I guess, I mean, I'm addicted to coffee, so the metal song in your intro was either tuned to drop A sharp or A sharp standard. Okay. That's, good to know, I guess. I mean, thanks for the info. I never tune that low on my guitars. I always play, like, standard or drop D. I do really like the drop C sharp tuning though. It's like when you do the half step down and then, like, do the drop tuning from there. Yeah, I think Cedar Point will do more with theming. I don't think they'll necessarily do, like, areas like that, but I think they're gonna try to incorporate more theming in the park in various capacities down the line. I mean, we're seeing that with the 150 announcements. So, and with uh, Forbidden Frontier. So, yeah, Vortex has not been demolished yet. I think they may have removed I know they removed the trains, and I think they may have removed, like, a couple pieces of, like, station or brake run track or something like that, but they have not begun to demolish that. So, I'd imagine it'd be starting pretty soon here. They're not gonna wanna leave it standing there for when the park opens back up. I mean, that no, that wouldn't be good. Yeah, King's Dominion is, looking to get a B&M Wing Coaster for 2021. It's, there's a very good chance of that happening. So, go to bgwfans.com to read about that. They do great. They do great work. So, ve very cheap wing well, it's not cheap. I mean, it's this is one thing a lot of people don't realize. The price of steel has gone way, way up over the last few years, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these rides where they're just, like the Kings Island Giga, everybody's complaining about the length. If they would have made it, another 1,000 feet or so, like, that would have been I mean, it's already a $30 million ride. Like, steel is really expensive right now, and I think that's why we're seeing a lot of these, like, smaller B&Ms, you know? Du-du-du-du. Yeah, those Roosh Banans really look fun for sure. So it sounds like you've gotten a lot of the oldest coasters out there. That's good. The oldest coasters I've been on are Leap the Dips, obviously. Um, Big Dipper at Geauga Lake, rest in peace. That was a great ride. Um, Jackrabbit at Kennywood, which is 100 years old this year. Happy birthday to Jackrabbit. Uh, Racer at Kennywood. Um, the Blue Streak at Conneaut Lake Park. Those are like Those are probably the 5 oldest coasters I've been on, I believe. So, they just need International Street. Yep. Yeah, once Orion's track work is done, they'll probably just move right on over to Vortex, and we'll see it come toppling down, so oh my gosh, I love the 3 inverts that I've been on, Banshee, Raptor, and Afterburn, and, yeah, Montu just looks freaking phenomenal. Man, that ride looks great. I love the inverts. I like the wings too. I'm a big fan of the 3 wing coasters I've been on. Gatekeeper, Thunderbird, and, Wild Eagle, so costs aren't the reason Orion is short. We don't know that. I'm sure that played a pretty big part into it. I mean, those coasters are not cheap. Yep, Jackrabbit will be 100 this year. That's amazing, man. 100 years old. Yeah, that's not surprising that Kennywood, would celebrate the Jackrabbit's 100th anniversary. I think they'll do something special for it. Maybe they'll give it a fresh repaint. So I noticed when I was there last year, it looked like some of it could maybe have been tidied up a little bit or given a fresh coat of paint. So maybe they'll do that. I don't know. Steel has come back down. Tariffs are legit and construction labor is high because for the past 30 years, all we've ever heard is your dirt without a college education. Okay. Wait, wait. R- Rip the OWO coaster. I was about to say, what is the OWO coaster? And then I seen who commented that. Brandon. Where's the name Coaster Daddy come from? I talked about this earlier, but basically my wife and her friend came up with the name and they thought it was funny. Ah, Coaster Daddy. When they said it, I said, that's my name. I immediately knew that was my name. Of the 10 oldest, number 5 and 6 are both jackrabbits. Yeah, the Kennywood Jackrabbit with that double dip. Oh my gosh. That's the main reason you ride that ride, and it's worth it for that moment alone. That double dip is fantastic. Thunderbird is great. It's a fantastic ride. Yeah, Montu is 24 years old. Raptor, is over 25 years old, and that still runs spectacularly smooth. And Afterburn too, 20 years old, and it is so smooth. Those inverts are running great. Of course, there was the weird thing going on with Banshee where I rode it for the first time and it was so unbearably so bumpy, had a roughness to it, and I did a couple videos talking about that, but luckily it redeemed itself when I rode it on closing weekend. So, but it's so weird because that's the newest invert, you know. Big Bad Wolf, rest in peace. Yeah, for sure. That looked like a great arrow suspended. I wish they would have kept that around. Verbolten looks all right. It's good for what it is. I think it looks like a good family coaster. Yeah, Theme Park Media did an excellent job with my new logo. It's absolutely incredible for sure. Very professional looking. Yeah, they probably do. I'm sure they do have money to buy something bigger if they wanted to. But, it's a business and there's always going to be like, higher ups and stuff that are they're going to say, you have this much to work with and they have to work with that. So, that's just the way of business. And plus they didn't really need to build a record-breaking ride. I'm sorry, they just didn't have to. It would have been great to see. I agree. They could have done a lot, but I think Orion's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited for it. Yeah, John Miller, Harry Trevor, man, those Harry Trevor rides just look like no words for them. I don't even know what to say. They look incredible. Well, Busch Gardens, Virginia's new Giga coaster break the Fury 325 record for tallest Giga. I think it could. I think so. I could see him doing that. Of course, there already is Red Force, which is taller than Fury 325, but Fury 325 they advertise as, they advertise it as the tallest Giga coaster. It's the tallest coaster in the world with a traditional chain lift. So, whereas Red Force has the launch, obviously. Yes. Yeah. I hope that you can get back to Kings Island maybe this year and get a rewrite on Banshee because it's just such a shame, when it was running like that, and hopefully it continues to run smooth from here on out because it's just a great ride, but when it was, during our first rides on it, like yours and the first times I rode it, man, it was just so rough. And it was only 5 years old, so Mean Streak. Ugh. Mean Streak is one of the worst coasters I've been on. Probably, it's one of my top 3 worst coasters I've been on, so the Bad at Kings Island, great ride, great ride. I did a review on it, go check it out, so yeah, I heard about Six Flags' new CEO. He's the guy that used to work for, Pepsi, so hopefully he can turn Six Flags around and get their shit in order, and they can start, and hopefully they can really, invest the right money in the right places. And because Six Flags has so much potential, they have a powerful brand image. I mean, everybody knows who Six Flags is. They could do so many great things, honestly, with their properties. September, when the kids go back to school, yeah, that's a good time to go to parks. Resurrect the Drakenfire name for the 2021 coaster. Uh, I don't I don't I don't see a whole lot of point in parks. Everybody wants these parks to like bring back these old names like Son of Beast and Drakenfire. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you think about it. Why would these parks want to reuse these names when these rides have these? I mean, people talk about them now with a lot of nostalgia, but they were disasters. These rides were disasters. Like, why would they want to market that again? I just don't think it makes any sense. So I don't think it's going to happen. Drakenfire is an awesome name, and it had a great logo, but that ride was a disaster. So Yeah, I need more water. Go get me some too, please. Six Flags rename their company? I don't think they need to do that. I mean, if somebody buys them out, maybe they'll change their name, but I don't know. Six Flags has a powerful brand. Like they can use that to their advantage. So okay, this is a fun one. What coaster has the cringiest name? Um, well, there's that one like kiddie coaster. Let me get on RCDB here and see if I can find it. But there's like a dog fart coaster or something like that. I'm sure some of you guys know what I'm talking about, but literally the translation for the name is like I can't find it on here, but it's like dog fart or something along those lines. Pretty bad. So worst ride name Crazanity. I can agree with that. That is very cringy, very bad, not creative at all. I mean, I guess it's creative, but not in a good way. Resurrect Big Bad Wolf, call it Big Bad Wolf's Revenge. Well, I don't think Big Bad Wolf's Revenge has a good ring to it. I don't think that's a good name. But I mean, bringing back that concept, bringing back that theme, sort of doing a throwback like that could be cool. I don't know. I mean, they paid homage to it with Verbolten in that they use the footers from that drop over the lake, and it follows the same path that Big Bad Wolf did. So, which I think it's cool that they did that. Not that it's anything like Big Bad Wolf, but you know. Okay, Chance Rides reworking Gemini to be a dueling quasi Mobius, leaving half as Gemini and second half more modern. They can add 200 If they can add 264 feet of track, it would be the world's longest coaster. That's a really interesting idea. Yeah. Um, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't want to burst your bubble. I don't think you actually believe it's going to happen either, but that would be great if they could turn Gemini into a modern Mobius dueling coaster. That would be great. And yeah, they could make it the world's longest coaster. That's actually that's a brilliant idea, really. Are you watching this, Cedar Point? These guys have some good ideas in here. Be missing out. Will Six Flags buy out SeaWorld? No. That was like over a year ago. That's old news. That's not happening. It was kind of the same thing as when Six Flags tried to make a bid for Cedar Fair. Same exact situation. How did I like Dragon Flyer at Dollywood? It was great. Great family coaster. It surprised me. It surprised me. It was good. I mean, I thought it was going to be good, but I didn't think I would like it as much as I did, and it was way more intense than I thought it would be. So, I don't think Six Flags needs to build more parks. They need to focus on improving what they have. They have a strong foundation and just focus on those parks that they have. Man, they have really good properties and they could do so much. They have so much potential like I've been saying. If I could build any type of coaster in my backyard, what would it be? You have infinite money and space. Well, I haven't experienced an Intamin prefab yet, but I feel like that'd be a good contender. But I think I think something good I would like to see built in my backyard would be an RMC of some sort. Um, maybe an Intamin Giga, maybe i305. I would like I would maybe say an i305 clone just because it's so the intensity is just out of this world and it just makes that ride fantastic. So I guess a clone of i305 because it's one of the first rides that one of the newest rides I've been on, one of the first new rides I got on after becoming a coaster enthusiast again, and it just blew my mind. So, oh, Bon Land. Okay, the dog fart coaster is at Bon Land. Thank you. And you've you've been on it. That is great. You've been on the dog fart coaster. Let's look that up. So, oh wait, Bon Land has a Gerstlauer Eurofighter, opened in 2003. Wow, that's a really early. Is that maybe the first Eurofighter? Let's see. Oh yeah, actually it is. They have the first Gerstlauer Eurofighter at Bon Land. If you guys let's see. If you guys don't know, Bon Land is in Denmark. Um and they have the dog fart coaster that we were talking about. I'm trying to find it right now. Okay, so the dog fart coaster, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It starts with an H. HUNDEPRUTTEN. Danish for dog fart. Honestly, that's fantastic. Those trains are great. You got a really sought after credit there. Congratulations. Do I think Cedar Point will retrack Blue Streak or replace it when it comes down to its last days? Blue Streak isn't going anywhere. I think that's going to be around for a long time. I think they want to keep that around. There's no reason they can't really keep maintaining it like they have been. They've maintained it pretty well. It's been running great. They've put a lot of new wood on it. They had a lot of new wood on it for 2019. It's not going anywhere. Which I'm glad to say because I think Blue Streak's a great ride. Blue Streak at Cedar Point, but do I think Kings Island will get an RMC? You know, I did a video once again. I'm gonna point out my video a few months back where I talked about what might replace Vortex at Kings Island. And RMC is one of the options I suggested, but I explain it more in depth in that video. Um, an RMC to me at Kings Island just seems sort of redundant, kind of out of place. I mean, I would love to see an RMC there. Don't get me wrong. I think it'd be great if they got like an RMC topper track coaster. But they already have a lot of wood coasters there. I don't think they're going to get another wood coaster. Um, and also a ground up hybrid. I mean, that would be fantastic. But once again, where does it really fit in the lineup? It's not something they really need. Um, and maybe a single rail. I mean, a single rail would be great in that spot, I think. But I don't think they're going to give that to Kings Island. I don't think Kings Island's getting a single rail. So I really RMC is one of the lowest contenders, I think, for Kings Island's for a new coaster at Kings Island. So I guess no, I don't think Kings Island will get an RMC. The first Intamin coaster actually was Wilderness Run at Cedar Point. So that's pretty cool. Cedar Point has the very first Intamin coaster opened in 1979. Used to be called Junior Gemini, so some of you guys might know it as that, but Junior Gemini Wilderness Run, the little tiny kiddie coaster at Cedar Point. That is Intamin's very first coaster there. So pretty cool. And I do have that credit. So will Busch Gardens Williamsburg get a new coaster? Lots of Busch Gardens questions here. Um, will they get an RMC coaster beating Iron Quasi? I don't think so. I don't know. Maybe some point down the line they'll get an RMC. I don't think it's in the very near future though. Could be wrong. They do get a lot of similar rides, the two Busch Gardens parks, so maybe they will. Yeah, I think a modern Vekoma, if it were to come to the US, like a modern high thrill Vekoma, I think a Herschend park would be a good contender for that. I could see them doing it before any of the other chains for sure. If a park in Ohio got a coaster from a Chinese manufacturer, what would your reaction be? No words, no words. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are the odds of CP going 500 feet in 2021? It's not happening. They're not doing 500 feet yet. You hate that they made a clone of Griffin. I think there might actually be a couple Griffin clones, maybe. There's clones of Shikra too. There's clones of Shikra. There's clones of Griffin. There's clones of Oblivion at Alton Towers. I mean, it's just I don't think there is any reason to hate them, but there are clones of them out there. No, the first Intamin coaster was Wilderness Run at Cedar Point, opened in 1979. Yeah, yep, there's a Clonoraptor. Yep. It's at Walligator Park in France. Walligator. I don't know how you pronounce it. I think it's Walligator Park. It's called Monster, and it's all white. The color scheme is all white. It looks pretty cool actually. But yeah, it's a clone of Raptor at Cedar Point. So although it's interesting because looking at the stats, the stats are slightly different, but the same exact ride, same exact layout. That's true. If it's a good ride, it really doesn't matter where it's at. Like, Railblazer and Wonder Woman, those are some of the best coasters in the world, according to a lot of people. They're clones. I mean, they're mirror images of each other. They're the exact same ride. Um, if it's a great, the megalights are clones. People who've been on those say that those are like, I mean, those go neck and neck with some of the best Intamins out there. So what's wrong with spreading around the love with those top notch coasters? No, Busch Gardens not is not going to get a wing coaster. Being so close to King's Dominion, it's not going to happen. Vice versa too. It works the same way for both parks basically. Okay, yeah, Euclid Beach Park. I personally I've known about Euclid Beach Park for a long time, ever since I was really young. And my dad and my dad and probably like my dad's brother and stuff like that. My uncle, they some of them probably remember. I don't know if they've ever had actually. I don't think any of them had actually been there as far as I know. But I mean, they all know of Euclid Beach Park. I don't know if they know about Flying Turn specifically, but yeah, they know about Euclid Beach Park. So if only a place like that was still around, that'd be pretty incredible. Okay, hey Gordon, should I read that quote from Cedar Point's website in like a dramatic commercial voice? Do you think I could make a good Cedar Point commercial? Gold Reef City in South Africa. I don't know much about the park itself. Those coasters there look insane. You know, the one with like 6 Gs and the Giovanola invert. Those look like great rides. Anaconda. My first big coaster was Blue Streak at Cedar Point. That's what got me into coasters. Man, it is only 9:36. It feels so much later than that. Feels so much later. Oh, you have Euclid Beach Park aftermarket shirts. That's cool. I've seen some of those on eBay, I think. That's pretty cool, have something like that. Uh, all right. All right, guys. No fighting in my live stream. No fighting. This is a friendly place. Listen to daddy now, okay? For everybody to join in on these discussions here. That's what we're here for. So everybody can have fun and discuss these awesome rides and parks. Yeah. Yeah, I hope California, the Great America, gets that B&M hyper too. I hope they get that. I don't know. It seems kind of up in the air at this point. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I would love to see them get that because that looks like a great park with a lot of potential. Some of my favorite coaster elements. Um, I really like the outward bank turn on Steel Vengeance. Um, let's see. I like. That's right. That's right. Tell him, Stanford, and listen to Daddy. I got my belt here. But okay, back to my favorite coaster elements. Um, the Outer Bank turn on Steel Vengeance is phenomenal. Um, I don't know why I'm struggling to think. The first inversion on Steel Vengeance, I think, is kind of an underrated element. I love that. Um, the quad down on Lightning Rod, phenomenal. Actually, I'd probably say the twist and shouts are better. The twist and shout, the two on a Lightning Rod. Um, the why can't I think of any of my favorite elements right now? If I think of any more, I'll get back to you on that. Do I have a favorite ride that is underrated by enthusiasts? Yeah, I think some of them. Actually, let me pull up my rankings right here. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Let me pull up my document here, and I'll look at some of this other stuff. Top 3 at Kings Island: 3 Beast, 2 Mystic, 1 Diamondback. I'm gonna be doing a Kings Island ranked video at some point, so I'm not gonna reveal my picks just yet. I'll leave you guys hanging with that, but you can't go wrong with any of the top 4 rides at Kings Island, in my opinion, and I think you could put them in any order. They're just fantastic. My favorite B&M Fury 325. How many screams would I rate Little Tyke Step 2 roller coaster? 5. 5 out of 5. Fantastic. I almost blacked out on it one time, so. My favorite Intamin is I-305 by far. Followed pretty closely by Maverick. So okay, so let's see. I was gonna pull up my. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Gordon. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you around in my videos. Okay, a favorite ride that's underrated by enthusiasts. Let's see. Um, Twisted Timbers isn't really underrated. I'm not gonna say that. I think Ravine Flyer 2 doesn't get enough love. That's one of my personal favorites. It's my number 8 coaster currently. Love Ravine Flyer. I love Diamondback. Um, I think Thunderhead has gotten a little underrated, maybe in recent years. It's been overshadowed by other newer wooden coasters. Afterburn, I think Afterburn is underrated. Raven has become underrated over the years. Used to be known as the best wooden coaster out there, at one point. Obviously it's not the best anymore, but Dominator at King's Dominion is fantastic. I love Dominator. Really good floorless coaster. I think that's about it for ones that I think are like really or somewhat underrated, at least by enthusiasts. What was my first B&M coaster? That would be Raptor, I believe. Let me think. I think it was Raptor. Yeah. Wait. Could have been Dominator when it was at Geauga Lake. It was either Dominator or Raptor. I'm more inclined to say Raptor though, just because is Cedar Point is my home park. I think it's probably Raptor, but my favorite coaster by Fender is is a Schecter the Ride. I'll just leave now. I'll just leave. Steel Vengeance. No competition. My favorite PTC. I haven't been on a lot of like real notable PTC coasters. So I think it would be Blue Streak at Cedar Point would be my favorite PTC currently. Yeah. Yep. And and Blue Streak I have ranked at number 35, so it's not like, it's a great ride, but it's not like really highly ranked in my opinion, or for me personally. You know what I'm saying. I can't talk right now. I don't think we can say Pantheon is overrated yet. It has not even finished track work, and obviously nobody's ridden it yet. I don't think we can say it's overrated. Uh, yeah, our Ravine Flyer too, man. That ride hauls ass. I mean, it is so intense. I love me some Ravine Flyer too. It's one of my it's real close to me. I love it. I rode the first time I rode it was in 2009, the year after it opened. I've been on it a lot. So, what coasters do I think are overrated? If I'm just looking at ones that I've been on, I would say let me look again here. I think even though Fury is one of my top 5 coasters, I think maybe that's a little overhyped. Um, what else? I don't know if I don't think there's a lot of other ones that I think this is probably going to be pretty controversial. I think Top Thrill Dragster is maybe a little overhyped, but honestly, it provides such an incredible experience. I don't really fault anybody either for ranking it really high. So yeah, that's about it though. I haven't been on a lot of coasters that I think are really super overrated. Yeah, Ravine Flyer 2 has a great lifter air for sure. Hashtag lifter. Oh, Alpengeist is your favorite at BGW, huh? I think Alpengeist looks great. I think it looks like an underrated coaster. Yeah, I rode Dominator. Um, I went to Geauga Lake after Cedar Fair acquired it. I went 05 and '07, and I rode Dominator then, and then I rode Dominator again in 2019 at King's Dominion. Yes, I love Dominator. It's fantastic in my opinion. Really intense too. All right, see you, Evan. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been fun. Hakagai or Zadra? I think Zadra looks like one of the best coasters in the world. It looks freaking phenomenal. I want to ride Zadra so bad. I really want to ride Hakagai too. I think that looks phenomenal as well. Oh my gosh, Zadra to me looks like it could be really close to Steel Vengeance. I don't think it would be better, but it looks great. All right, thanks for joining us, Ben. I appreciate you sticking around for almost 2 hours. It's been awesome having you. So I would love to ride that SNS Access coaster. That looks great. I hope a park in the US acquires one of those soon. Really curious about that model. I think it could do a lot. No, I did not ride the SNS Access prototype. Yeah, I think Iron Gwazi does look like an American Zadra. That's actually a really good way to describe it for sure. And I think Iron Gwazi is going to be one of the best coasters out there as well. So I feel like Zadra might still be a little better. I don't know, but Michigan's Adventure or Great Escape? Um, I think Michigan's Adventure looks nicer, and I think it's more well run, but Great Escape has I mean, Michigan's Adventure has Shivering Timbers though, so I don't know. I was gonna say Great Escape has the Comet, which looks amazing, but so does Shivering Timbers. So I would probably say Michigan's Adventure, I guess. I don't know. Coaster Studio is a great channel. I mean, very professional. Um, some of the best coaster reviews out there. Yeah, Coaster Studios is great. I mean, he's experienced a lot of different rides, and he has a wide array of experiences to draw from, and he's great at what he does. So Taylor's awesome. I haven't met him, but his channel's great. So wouldn't that be amazing if the dog fart coaster had a had a launch? I don't know why that's so funny. Has a fart, which is sort of a launch. One train ops. One train ops. One train ops. That's my opinion. I can't do it as well as Logan, so sorry about that. Yeah, Michigan's Adventure, even though Cedar Fair invests no money into that park whatsoever, it looks like a really well run, very clean, really nice looking park. Honestly, I have heard some really good things about it from people that have actually taken the time to go there and visit it. It does look like a really nice park. So props to the management, at Michigan's Adventure. I could blow you away. Somebody asked me my opinion on One Train Ops, so I had to do my Logan impression. Go watch El Toro Ryan if you haven't seen his stuff. Well, Busch Gardens get the Infinity Flyer coaster with inversions by GCI. I don't know. They have Invader, which I know it's a totally different ride than that. It's a family coaster, but I don't know if they'll do that, honestly. I I don't see it happening. What if Shivering Timbers got the RMC treatment? I don't think they're going to get that kind of treatment from Cedar Fair. I don't think they're going to invest that much money. I think Wolverine Wildcat, based on what I've heard, would be a much better RMC because apparently that ride's one of the worst out there. But if Shivering Timbers were to be RMC'd, I think it'd make a fantastic RMC. I would hate to see it go because it looks like a fantastic wooden coaster, and I really want to ride it. But um, that's my thoughts on that. I think it would make a phenomenal RMC if they would decide to do that. Oh, what's that bird? Got my dog down here. Oliver. You want to say hi? Come here. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? This is my son, Oliver. Say hi. What are you doing? He's just like frozen. Like, hey, what are you doing, huh? All right, I'll let you. My dog did not fart. No, he did not fart. Fortunately, because they stink. So here you go. Management was nice. That's great to hear. I love hearing, parks that take the time to make sure they care for their guests, you know? It's always nice to hear. Would I rather only ride kiddie coasters or CP corkscrew? Corkscrew. I mean, even though it's not a very good ride, it's kiddie coasters are kiddie coasters, you know, and corkscrew is it has a good pop of airtime. And to be fair, I have gotten some really good rides on corkscrew. They haven't all been terrible. So yeah, I think Invader looks pretty fun, honestly. If my life were a roller coaster, what model would it be? That's a really good question. Um, what model coaster would my life be? I want to say, you know, I have no idea. Let me think about that for a minute, and I'll try to get back to you on that because that's something I got to think about. Yeah, I mean, Shivering Timbers, if it really needs it, I mean, I guess bring GCI in, have them do a retracking of it, you know. But I think, well, it is going to stay a wood coaster. They're not going to do anything at Michigan's Adventure, but you know, it looks like a fine wooden coaster. So my opinion on Coaster Studios, great channel, great channel. Some of the best reviews out there. Uh, great adventure, El Toro. Let's Stamford Bridge. I think it sounds like he's ridden the other El Toro, so he could probably tell you how that one was. I'm actually really curious how that other El Toro was in POVs of it. Vekoma Boomerang or SLC. I've been on one Boomerang, one traditional. I've been on in Vertigo as well, but I've been on one traditional Boomerang, and I have not been on an SLC yet, so I don't really know which one I'd pick. But the Boomerang I rode was flying Cobras at at Carowinds. It was awful. I hated it. I've heard that that's one of the better ones out there, but it was a one and done for me. It was awful. Ravens or Titans to win tonight? Something about me. I am not a sports fan at all. I know diddly squat about sports. I do not like sports. I don't watch any sports. I am not a sports person whatsoever. So couldn't tell you. Ah, you're 6 minutes behind. You've missed so much. Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you be hyped for a Giga? I mean, there's no reason not to be hyped. Will Bon Bon Land retheme their other coasters to various animal parts? Um, I think that could be happening in the next couple years. Actually, that'd be phenomenal. Okay, what's the very serious question? I'm kind of scared. Should I be scared right now? Zach, I'm still trying to think of what model coaster my life would be. I'm failing to come up with like a good comparison, but I'll think of something. Oh, you meant the Bon Bon Land question was a very serious question. Okay. If Cedar Fair got bought by Six Flags, oh, excuse me. If Cedar Fair got bought by Six Flags, What will it look like when you go there? Um, like a Cedar Fair park that was bought by Six Flags, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully it would retain a lot of the good qualities about a Cedar Fair park, and hopefully Six Flags would be able to incorporate some things that they do well, I guess, in there. I don't, who knows? I think it would depend on the park, on the specific Cedar Fair park you're talking about. So a park like Cedar Point, I think, would be largely unchanged because of the significance that a park like that has. But I'm sure a lot of stuff would change. Kawasemi or Puritan. I don't know. Both the same exact ride. I've always thought Kawasemi looks really cool just because of the color scheme and the setting and everything. But I don't know. If SeaWorld got bought by Six Flags, will that ruin the theming of Busch Gardens? Yeah, I think so. Good question. My favorite family coaster. Um, Horse Vomit VR. But anyway, my favorite family coaster. Um, well, I recently went to Dollywood and I rode some great family coasters there, like Fire Chaser Express and Dragon Flyer. And I think I would say Dragon Flyer is my favorite family coaster. It was that was a really good ride, actually. Um, Now, Bat at Kings Island, the arrow suspended, that isn't too intense, and I guess you could kind of say that's a family coaster too. I think Dragon Flyer is more of a family coaster though. I don't have Dragon Flyer anywhere in my rankings. I have 36 of my coasters ranked, and it's not anywhere in there. But Dragon Flyer is a phenomenal family coaster. Really surprised me. Had some good moments of intensity too. I mean, it was a great ride, honestly. Let's see what. Well, guys, just so you know, you're having too much fun. I'm really glad to hear you're having fun here. That's great to hear, honestly. So I hope you mean that. I would like for these to be fun. That's the idea. So creative question. Okay. Zach asks, what do I think would be cool themes for Thunderbird, Gatekeeper, and Wild Eagle? That's not a bird theme. Man, I'm not good with these kinds of questions. Thunderbird, I think you could do like a I guess you could do like a turkey chase or something like that. I don't know. Because it's in the Thanksgiving section. Gatekeeper, um I think Gatekeeper you could just do, I mean it's Cedar Point, so whatever the theme is, it's not really going to be much of a theme, but I guess like um maybe like a medieval theme, but I was gonna say like Valraven, but Valraven's also themed to a bird, so Wild Eagle, I think would be cool to do like a western like a mountain theme because I mean it's in the mountains. Give it like a I don't know. I really can't think clearly. I really don't know what to say. I'm sorry, Zach. I can't answer a lot of your questions, it seems. But you have some really good questions though. So Iron Dragon or Bat? Bat by far. No doubt about it. Arrow has some great coasters. Very groundbreaking. Any fond memories of Mean Streak? No. If I were a coaster manufacturer, what models would I want to build? Um, I would like I would like to build, if I was a manufacturer, a prefab type of wooden coaster, as well as including inversions and stuff like that. I would like to build like a smaller scale sort, like a megalite type of deal. Um, Giga coasters, hyper coasters, like something like a B&M hyper, but a little more intense with more variety in the layouts. Um, and then a giga coaster, which ideally I could do a lot of things, either something like in a tighter space, like I-305, or more drawn out, like Fury. A good custom launch coasters. An invert, like a B&M invert, something like that. Some sort of single rail, maybe. Yeah. So, oh yeah, and like an Intamin Blitz, something like an Intamin Blitz coaster, because those are fantastic. An Intamin Blitz slash Mac multi launch, some sort of multi launch coaster. Theming the B&M wings as historical aircraft. That's a really good idea. I think sexual Tyrannosaurus might be onto something there. Do I play Planet Coaster? I have it. I have Planet Coaster. I have not played it in forever. I have only played it here and there a little bit, and I have not gotten very good at it at all. Like, I still suck at the smoothing. I'll probably play it more at some point, but even though Planet Coaster is such a phenomenal game, I just can't get into it like I did with like RCT2. I don't know. It doesn't have like the same kind of charm, which it's a fantastic game. It's a way better game for sure, and you can do so many things in it. I have not been on Griffin or Valraven. Or sorry. I have not been on Griffin. I've been on Valraven. Valraven is one of the most disappointing coasters I've ever been on. I would like to think that Griffin will be a whole lot better when I get to experience it. Okay, good thoughts on Plans El Toro. That's good to hear. Sounds similar to Mystic Timbers in a way, in that it focuses on the small airtime hills rather than like, because I did notice, like you said, it has a very different layout than most GCIs. My favorite coaster, Steel Vengeance, Corkscrew, or New Revolution. New Revolution looks way better than Corkscrew. Do do I think? Wait, oh wait. Do I think we'll ever see another 200 feet tall coaster, strictly wooden coaster like Son of Beast? I hope we do. I can't believe it hasn't been done yet, but I don't know. It seems like nobody wants to do that, and it's such an easy record. I mean, a good company could come in and build a good, reliable wooden coaster that's 200 feet tall, but nobody's doing it, and it's just like untapped potential. You know? Do I think the age of B&M hypers is coming to an end? I think maybe it is. I think we'll still see a few more built. you know, Maybe another handful in the United States. I think there's still a good few parks that could use a ride like that, but they're so common now, and pretty much everybody out there has them who would want one, probably. Unfortunately, we probably won't see a whole lot more. excuse me, of the B&M hypers being built. Okay, guys, the questions are pouring in, and I'm so thankful for all you guys for joining me. Um, but I'm just, this is really dragging on. I'm starting to get really tired, and this has been going on for over 2 hours now, and it's been great. But just so you know, I'm gonna be get going in a minute here. I'm gonna try to wrap up and maybe answer some of these questions that I was looking at back here. But I'm gonna get going in a minute because we've been going for well over 2 hours, and it's been fantastic. Thank you guys for all joining me tonight. This is really fun, and I did have sort of a structure to follow, but I didn't do a good job following it. We sort of just jumped in and just like we did the first live stream I did. We just this one was planned, but it was sort of the same thing. We just answered a bunch of questions. I talked to you guys, and that's fine with me. I think it's fun doing this. So, oh, okay. When will there be part two? So I posted this on my community tab too as well. Um, I plan on doing these regular live streams at 8 p.m. every Saturday. So if I'm ever not able to commit to that for any reason, I'll post on YouTube. I'll post on the community tab so you guys can know about it. Um, but I'm gonna try to do this at 8 p.m. every Saturday night. Yeah, thank you, Gary. Thank you so much for joining. I'm glad you had fun. Saturday, 8 p.m. Thank you for joining me. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Have various people host these. Yeah, I could probably figure out how to bring a guest on here at some point. That'd be cool. Theme park media. I feel like he'd be down for that. Yeah. Um, theme park media. I never answered his question. I never answered Zach's question about. Okay, awesome, Zach. Awesome. Oh, da- Downhill Adrenaline. Everybody go check out Downhill Adrenaline. He is finally here. It seems like he's always late, and it's great. I love it. He's always commenting on my stuff. Oh, sorry, it's been so long, and I'm like, whatever, it's cool. But it's good to see you here. It's we've been here for almost 2 hours and 15 minutes now, and I'm about to leave. But it's good to see you on here, man. It's cool. I'm always late too, so um but I want to answer Zach's question from earlier. I know I keep saying I'm going to answer it, but I still don't know what I'm going to say because I thought it was a really good question. Comparing my life to a coaster, um, we will go with um, hmm. um, we'll go with my life. We'll compare it to Magnum XL 200 because Magnum is it's not very rough, I don't think, but it's pretty bumpy. And there's a lot of bumpiness in my life, I suppose. You get flung out of your seat a lot at the end there, and I mean, I guess we're always being thrown out of our seats, always this unexpected stuff, whether it be positive or negative. So my life's a little bumpy, but it's not too rough. I can't complain a whole lot. I have it pretty good. And airtime. There you go. Yes, I'm a Magnum lover. I'm a Magnum lover. So, ah, man. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Um, your life would be the dog fart coaster. We need to make a meme for that. Yeah. Okay, guys. I'm gonna get going now. Thank you guys so much for joining me. We've been here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I only plan to do this for an hour. Um, but Schecter Riot. I actually have 2 Schecter guitars. I'll talk more about my guitars and stuff on the next live stream I do, because this has been going for so long now. Next week I'll talk about that stuff. So remind me too if you want to hear about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much again. This is Coaster Daddy. I will see you next Saturday at 8 p.m. and I can't wait to have some more awesome discussions. Um, yeah. So you guys have a good one. Have a great rest of the weekend. All right. Bye.